Shalom to the bloodborn as well as the sojourner, because there's only one Torah for the both of us. Let's keep on going, get on right back on into this thing. Let me see, I need a good big book. There's a base for when I stack them over here. Oh yeah, like I said, I got a couple duplicates. That's the other copy of Through Indian Eyes, the untold story of the native peoples. You already seen what was in there. Alright, let's go through this stack of Historical Society magazines from Virginia. What we got in this one? I think I got this one because of something in the book review section. I don't know. The actual articles ain't standing out to me. But like I said, we'll be going through all of it, so don't worry. Alright, here's another one. Probably another one I just grabbed for the book review section. What did I say? Oh. Hold on. Oh, actually, no. A Slave for Every Soldier. The Strange History of Virginia's Forgotten Recruitment Act of January 1st, 1781. I think I actually read this. Oh yeah, see, I've highlighted some, so I got a little head start on that. But you're gonna have to wait. All right, moving on. All right, Strangers Setting Among Us: The Sources and Challenge of the Urban Free Black Population of Early Virginia. Oh, you're just gonna even just love the cover of this one. You see that? Negro School. They seem to have a guest that day. Check him out. Look how they look at him. They're like, damn, he flat with that shit on. Got me in this bullshit. Wearing this bullshit I ain't never liked it from the first goddamn day I had to wear it. Look at him. Girls looking like, damn. Dudes looking like, yeah, I want to rock that. And then you look like there's a mongoloid right there. But everybody else looks like family. Let's see, what does it say about that? Assimilation by Marriage. White woman and Native American men at Hampton Institute. All right. Pardon me for a second. Conquistadors Without Swords. Archaeologists in the Americas. What good topics, excuse me, topics do we have in here? Then subtitle: An Account with Original Narratives. It's got on to Cajamarca, Chimu and Moche, the discovery of Machu Picchu, mining for Inca mummies, the Great Wall of Peru, Nazca markings in the sand, the Highway of the Sun, Picture Book in Stone, Toro Muerto, Toro Muerto, The Little Prince from El Plomo, Kon-Tiki's Ancestors, and that's all under Andean South America. And this is moving on to Central America, and then parentheses it says Panama, Nicaragua. Coquitlam, Panama, Zapatero Island, Lake Nicaragua. Oh, I always mess this one up. Bear with me. Idols of Tenochtitlan, Wheeled Toys, Coicloco, the oldest temple in North America. Damn, I ain't never heard of that. The Treasures of Monte Alban, A Riddle in Jade, and Colossus Heads and Jaguar Gods. Alright, next section. Oh, excuse me, those last ones from where I said the idols of, then the word I messed up, to Colossal Heads and Jaguar Gods, that's all under central and southern Mexico. Alright, moving on to the Maya lands. Copan, Lost City in the Jungle, the Chichen Itza cenote, hieroglyphic hunt of Waxton, Kobo and his roads, the Temple of the Warriors. You should be familiar with that temple. The Hidden Turquoise Mosaic, Archaeology on the Hoof, the Pyramid Tomb of Palenque, Underwater Archaeology in Guatemala, the Lords of the Maya Realm. Alright, now on to the United States. A Virginia Gentleman opens an Indian Barrow, the Serpent Mound of Ohio, Cliff Dwellings of the Southwest, Basket Makers, Dating Pueblo Bonito, Arizona's Prehistoric Canals, the Folsom Missile. Oh, excuse me. Well, I stopped it under Arizona's Prehistoric Canals. That was in the United States. Now on to earliest Americans. The Folsom Missile, Gypsum Cave, Nevada, Sandia Man, a Mammoth Kill in Arizona, Fossil Man of Mexico, and in Chilean Caves Forlorn. Northernmost America. What we have here in parentheses, Eskimo and Viking, the Tunnets of Hudson Bay, Apuatak, Alaskan metropolis, and the Bishop Sea of Ancient Greenland. And it's S-E-E, not S-E-A. The Bishop Sea of Ancient Greenland. And then it has a list of figures. Good grief, there's a whole lot of figures. Maps and plans, plates. I'm not going to read all of them, but I will let you see them. Let you get a view of those contents once again. All right. That's it for the contents. On to the figures. On with more figures. Hold on. Oh, I can't wait to get a better camera. Shit. Maps and plans. Plates. All right. I think that's it for that. Yep. Oh yeah. Couldn't think of the organization where everybody's last name is Africa. Move. I don't know how the fuck I forgot that. 25 years on the move. And yes, this is the group in Philadelphia that had a block of C4 dropped from a helicopter on them, kill a man, woman, and child, born and unborn. see if there's anything that sticks out in here to me. Got a decent amount of pictures, not the highest quality of pictures, but plenty of them in here. Oh yeah, I don't know if y'all remember the Jerky Boys CDs back in the day. Remember I had 2 of them when I was a kid. You get them out. You remember they used to have in magazines, like you can get 10 CDs for 2 cents, as long as you bought like 2 at full price or something. And I think they even had a movie called Jerky Boys. I'm pretty sure they did. It was always talking about Frank Rizzo. Well, that's the actual asshole Frank Rizzo. And as you can see, Rizzo's brutal cops. Man was a fucking sadist. Oh yeah, I remember when I first got this book, I was like, I never knew this. They had a white girl in there too. Sue Africa with her son Tommaso. I ain't bullshitting. Yeah, and there's her and Phil right there. Alright, I think I'm looking for, it's like a list of the ages and people that died that day. Let me see. Yeah, even had some of Mamiya, however you want to say it, after he was beaten and hospitalized. Right here it says some of the weapons used by Philadelphia police: M16 assault rifle, M60 machine gun, 50 caliber belt-fed machine gun. If you know anything about a 50 caliber, you don't even need it to be belt-fed automatic for that motherfucker to wreak havoc. This is what they were firing into that building, on top of dropping the bomb. And that's the house down there after they dropped the bomb. That house in the middle. Oh, you also can see it says police snipers at rooftop assault post. They weren't defending anything. They were just fucking murdering people. The police. Don't get it twisted. And this is them preparing to drop the bomb, as you see, from a helicopter. Oh, where's the... Oh, if you know anything about dropping a block of C4 in the houses, Philly has those row houses. Yeah, you catch the whole fucking neighborhood on fire. So there's the neighborhood after. Hell, it even has a list of those who did survive and were imprisoned. And I think, yeah, it even has where you can write them in prison. Like I said, I don't know too much about them in detail. Don't know who's still living, who's still incarcerated. And here, I think this is, what is this? Yes, this is the females that survived. I don't like saying females, that's for like animals. This is the women, the sisters that survived. And it seems they even had a Hispanic guy, Carlos Africa. I know it's got to be in here somewhere. That little chart. Oh, here it is right here. Before I show you that, this is more grown up. Tommaso, Sue Africa's child, Tree, and Netta Africa, all murdered by the city of Philadelphia, May 13th, 1985. And this is the chart me see what we have here. I'll just let you glance over that. Okay, I think that's it here. Yeah, just another one of those, I guess they call them what, coffee table books. Something you pick up every once in a while, learn a little something new, or something from a different perspective. The Book of Unusual Knowledge. Let me see. Yeah, just the Book of Unusual Knowledge. Alright. Oh, what's this big bastard here? Oh, shit. And there goes half the books on the floor. I'll grab them up in a second. What is that? Van Nostrand Scientific Encyclopedia. Oh, there we go. Books don't want to stay stacked tonight for some reason. Practical Casting, a studio reference. Yeah, like I said, try to make my stuff a little diverse in all history. Insects, life cycles, and the seasons. Definitely can learn a lot from studying nature. Just don't be a fucking hippie about it. That is to say, a pagan, heathen. This is from a series. Is this from Readers? No, this is from Time Life Books. Mysteries of the Unknown, Transformations. Pretty much about the people who look and talk like man, but aren't actually man. And yeah, here's the Reader Digest ones. Quest for the Unknown. I guess it's their version. Earth's Mysterious Places. And what do we have here? Quest for the Unknown, Bizarre Phenomena. Oh boy. Spanish Peru, 1532 through 1560, a colonial society. Boy, I should have took Spanish. Alright, bear with me. Encomenderos and majordomos. Noblemen, professionals, merchants, artisans, and each one I'm naming out is just a different chapter. Sailors and foreigners, transients, Spanish woman and the second generation, Negroes, Indians, and in conclusion. You ever notice when you like reading these books that when they try to separate them, they still keep Negroes and Indians or Indians and African Americans in the chapter right after one another? Always, almost fucking always. Alright. Then of course, has some illustrations. And the text tables. And appendix tables. Yeah. Myths and Realities. Societies of the Colonial South. You have to bear with me too, man. I got a toothache trying to brew. I'm gonna push on through. Broken down from chapters and only broken down into really 3 chapters: the Chesapeake Society, the Carolina Society, and the Back Settlements. And it doesn't have a list of any plates or illustrations of maps. American Negro slavery. And subtitled A Survey of the Supply, Employment, and Control of Negro Labor as Determined by the Plantation Regime. Damn, it's a long ass forward. Get to the contents. Alright. The early exploitation of Guinea, the maritime slave trade, the sugar islands, the tobacco colonies, the rice coast, the northern colonies, revolution and reaction, the closing of the African slave trade, the introduction of cotton and sugar, the westward movement, the domestic slave trade, the cotton regime, types of large plantations, plantation management, plantation labor, plantation life, plantation tendencies, economic views of slavery, a survey of literature, business aspects of slavery, town slaves, free Negroes, slave crime, and the force of the law. Notice the second time I bought this book, somebody jacked me for the first one. I know I had the CD too. I don't know what I did with that. It's somewhere around here. But the Black Panther Intercommunal News Service from 1967 through 1980. For those who don't know, yes, they had a newspaper, and it wasn't just in their town or even just in America. They were international with it. They had support everywhere, because it wasn't just the Black Panthers. You also had the Brown Panthers, the Yellow Panthers. I believe there was even the Rainbow Panthers, and no, it didn't deal with homosexuals. I think in Canada, I believe they were called, was it the Purple Panthers? I think that's right. I don't know, don't hold me to that, but I think that's right. But yeah, just a collection of their different publications. And the CD was just a brief documentary on them. And like something I say about all the groups, whether they be the Black Panthers Move, Black Liberation Army, all those groups failed because of what? What was missing from their plan? I don't care if it's a 10-point plan or whatever. What was missing? They left out the Most High. There was no inclusion of the Most High in his laws. And that's why they all failed. They were doomed from the beginning. But we'll get into that at a later time. Oh boy. Right, here's the magazine I was talking about in the other video, American Frontiersman. Another good magazine, just like the Backwoodsman. Pretty much covering the same subject material. Oh, what else we got over here? I'll show these real quick for those who started stepping on getting the copy. The Learn Paleo-Hebrew Alphabet. And if you want one, I think I might, well, I don't have screencasts or anything like, or whatever that thing is where you can see what I'm doing on the computer, but I think I have the link saved in my favorites. But I know you can holler at Lex Will, and he'll give you the link to the brother that sells these. Put them together. The hell. 9/11 Abariath Rescue. Very good study stuff. Matter of fact, let me put that up here to the side. Gotta get back into that. One of those odd, long-shaped books. Cathedrals of the World. And I just flipping through the other day. Still haven't, like I said, this one I got recently. Where is that picture? Oh, here we go. Now, a couple things that stand out about this to me. First of all, you notice at the very bottom, all of those are like smashed off, almost smooth. Because if you look, this is up here in this section of the building, but you can see that you could walk across that part. So the ones they could reach, they smashed up. And then you have the other ones that got some damage, but I guess they couldn't get to them like talking about it. Makes me wonder what those were images of. And then I remember reading something about the angel with the 3 sets of wings, and you see there and there with the 3 sets of wings. If you look, if I can get it in there, those look like Negro woman faces to me. I don't know how well you can see that. But the main thing, of course, I want you to see is you see your old boy JC, and you know where you know that damn pose from, the Baphomet. And look, this is the Cathedral of St. Andrew, Wales, United Kingdom. But that one just stood out to me. I'm pretty sure there's other shit like that in there. Worse than slavery. Parchment Farm and the ordeal of Jim Crow justice. All right, part 1, After Slavery Before Parchment. Emancipation, the Mississippi Plan, American Siberia, the White Chief. Part 2, the Parchment Era. Parchment Era. The Birth and Birthplace, Parchment Farm, The Other Parchment, White Men, Black Woman, Going Home, Executioner Song, and finally A Farm with Slaves. Let's see if it has anything else. Snoop. That will be it. Alright. Let me put that right there, because I know I got the part 2. I mean volume 1 to it somewhere. Oh man. Dang. I put all those heavy books on this one. Actually, I had to sit this one to the side, because man, I read something in here that creeped me the hell out. It's North American Indian Burial Customs. And I can't remember what tribe or what peoples it was talking about, but it's something about, I don't know what they called them, but it was, of course, after the person is dead, they have some guy with some long fingernails, and he comes and scrapes all the flesh off the bones. When I saw that shit, I said, okay, I'm just going to put this on to the side. I'll get back to that shit later. Let me see if it has a table of contents. Oh, yeah, and big ups to Read It Again Sam's. And I say big ups to them because even though it's run by like elderly white people, you don't, of course you don't know me, I open carry. My defensive firearm, I own no assault weapons. They could care less. I don't even think they even notice. They never bother me about it. Matter of fact, no used bookstore I ever been in has ever bothered me about it, with the exception of Chop Suey books. So like I said, that's a little hipster college crowd. And they just asked politely, next time. They didn't send me back out the store. And they were like, next time, could you just keep it in the car? Whatever. But anyway, mortuary customs, inhumation, embalmment or mummification, urn burial, surface burial, cremation, aerial sepulture, that's what you see on the cover, aquatic burial, ceremonies connected with burial, and then notes and index. Matter of fact, for a quick second, let's go back. The only people that ever fuck with me or said something about me having a gun, believe it or not, it's my own goddamn people. Remember one time I was in Goodwill, and this older black lady just acted like she was about to fall on the damn floor. She was like, ah, is that real? No, bitch. But anyway, I was like, yeah, of course it's real. I'm with my family. Been them at all times. She was just like, mouth open, just couldn't believe it. And then I remember at Wawa used to be this black guy working there, and he had the stank face as soon as he saw me. But for the most part, nobody, no matter what nation, creed, whatever, even notices. I mean, this is the South. We used to it. Anyway, and I do plan on making a video explaining the different laws for those who don't know, because a lot of people I've come to learn don't know shit about the gun laws in this state. But anyway, Marvelous Possessions, The Wonder of the New World. All right, and I think this was a book. I paid $7.95 for it. I think I saw it online for like $50. Get out there, hit the actual bookstores up in your area, and save you some damn money. From the who had the video? I think they both commented on both Lex Will and Uriah UB News. From the Dome of the Rock to the Rim of the World. I just found that interesting when they talked about the Dome of the Rock, and here's the first chapter: Marvelous Possessions, Kidnapping Language, and The Go-Between. See if it has any. Oh yeah, good. List of illustrations. Yeah. All right. Definitely think I'm going to find some good material in here as far as living off the land. This is M.G. Kane's 5 Acres and Independence, a handbook for small farm management. And once again, one of my favorite publishers, Dover. And I also like Dover because they always give you a list of books, something like it, or things that other books you might be interested in, either in the very front or back of their books. I love them for that. I'm not going to read that whole spiel in the contents, but I'll just let you see it real quick. All right. Now you understand why I'm not going to sit here and read all this. All right. Go one more time. Oh yeah, this book here, I don't think it's where a lot of the images came from originally, but it does have a lot of images that you see repetitively on different YouTube channels dealing with indigenous peoples. Excuse me. That's what I noticed as I was flipping through it. But it's Contested Eating, California before the gold rush. And yeah, it appears to be a, let me see. Yeah, it seems to be a compilation of different articles and essays. The first one being Contested Eating, an introduction. Next will be A World of Balance and Plenty, Land, Plants, Animals, and Humans in a Pre-European California. Indian Peoples of California, Seekers of the Northern Mystery, in quotations, European Exploration of California and the Pacific, Land, Labor, and Production, the Colonial Economy of Spanish and Mexican California, The Child of the Wilderness Weeps for the Father of Our Country. That whole title was in quotations. The Indian and the Politics of Church and State in Provincial California, The Creation and Recreation of Californio Society, Between Crucifix and Lance, Indian-White Relations in California from 1769 to 1848, Engendering the History of Alta California, once again 1769 to 1848, Gender, Sexuality, and the Family, Serpent in the Garden, Environmental Change in Colonial California, Alta California's Trojan Horse, Foreign Immigration, and last, War in California, 1846 to 1848. And it has a couple of maps listed as well. This is King Richard II. I don't know if you can see that or not. And it's supposed to be about the play of King Richard, but once again, I never found a book that I can't find something resourceful out of. Another good book, Fishing with Natural Baits. But some of the baits they do have listed is shit we ain't even supposed to touch. Some unclean creatures, but it does have ones that we can, so good stuff. Going to be on the move, ain't gonna be able to be stopped by Walmart shit. That's another thing I think of when I think of Levitical dietary law is well, people be like, well, why would he include meat? He wouldn't do that. Well, you're not gonna have fucking time to sit there and plant and harvest everything that you eat. You will have time to hunt something as you go along, and yeah, you will be able to pick berries, stuff like that, and find nuts. But talking about a nation of people moving at once, you're gonna need a little more, and I'm sure he'll provide us. I don't doubt that. But anyway, this is, I usually don't buy things that have anywhere written on it, #1 New York Times bestseller, but it caught my eye. Undaunted Courage, Meriwether Lewis, Thomas Jefferson, and the Opening of the American West. And of course, when I show you the cover, you'll see what caught my eye. Oh, Buddy Roll, right there. I'll just let you go ahead and see those contents. Seeds of Change. And, from the back cover, before 1492, definitely need to start doing videos earlier today. Before 1492, sugar cane was unknown in the Americas, and potatoes and corn were foreign to Europe. Neither smallpox or measles existed in the New World, nor did horses or cattle. We know that's bullshit. Yet roamed the plains and pampas of the North and South America. I think yesterday, just what we had a book about the indigenous peoples and before Columbus, and it had horses listed in there. So, can't get 100% truth out of these people at all. Lucky to get anything. Well, not lucky, but fortunate. But it says, bountifully illustrated, Seeds of Changes traces old and new world exchanges of sugar, maize, potatoes, wine, horses, and other common plants and animals, as well as disease, over the course of 500 years. The seeds, introduced sometimes deliberately, sometimes unintentionally, by Christopher Columbus and those who follow him, took roots across the globe, unleashing radical forces of cultural, biological, and environmental change. And like I said, it's chock full of illustrations, a lot of them being stuff I still haven't seen anywhere else. Matter of fact, hold on. This ain't nothing big time special, but it's just showing you where that pyramid would have been and what they built instead of it. And I believe this might, let me see. Alright, I'm going to read the little caption for the photo. The transformation of Tenochtitlan into Mexico City began when Hernan Cortez replaced the great temple dedicated to the Aztec gods Tlaloc and Huitzilopochtli with a Christian cathedral. And see, oftentimes, if not all the times, when they destroyed the indigenous people's temples, the cornerstone of their cathedral, church, or whatever, was a stone that they kept from that destroyed temple of the indigenous peoples, and they just used it as a cornerstone to their building. I know this is going to be a heavy hitter right here. Ecclesias Militans, the Inquisition. Let me see. I'm trying to get through this because I got some homework to do and got to get some rest. So I'm just going to read the main part, the big print of the different chapters. I'll let you see all the sub print. Alright, first, the roots of the medieval Inquisition, the Papal Inquisition of the threshold of a new era, the Inquisition as an instrument of the Spanish state, the day-to-day routine of the Inquisition, the move to a denominationalized society, the Index Librorum Prohibitorum, art as an instrument of Catholic renewal. You know what to say about them doing what they did to those images. All right, now I'll let you see all the subtitling. Don't wait for me to get around to these different books. That's why I'm showing you the different titles of maps, illustrations, stuff like that, and different content. Have at it. So that way when we do get around to it, you'll have that much more to add to the conversation. Teach me a thing or two. We all learn together. That's how this is going to work. This is our library. Oh yeah. I think a lot of these that I'm pulling out, yeah, pretty much, oh, half of them came from Read It Again Sam's. And their books are just a little bit pricier, but of course they don't. Some of them don't look so mint now, but when I first got them, like Read It Again Sam's sells pretty much nothing but mint or near mint books. All right, this is the expanded and updated edition of Manly P. Hall. If you familiar with Masons, you know who the hell this man is. Great books on religion and esoteric philosophy. The writings of Manly P. Hall. And it covers a wide variety of things. Comparative religion, philosophy, and world cultures. Esoteric arts, science, fictions, and miscellaneous subjects. Then it has a whole index of books. And oh yeah, of course you know he's tied to that Philosophical Research Society. And then in the back it has other books listed as well. Matter of fact, this is what he considers great books. Actually, throughout the whole thing, it's pretty much listings of books. The first part is how the different table of contents read and his commentary on it. But then half of it is great books. So we'll go through that little index of great books and see if we catch anything. Another survival one. Advanced Bushcraft, an expert field guide to the art of wilderness survival. And as much as I can, since I am out in the sticks, we'll be making videos applying things we find in these books, those survival books. Such as this one too. Professional Guide's Manual. Written for the North Star Guide Association. And sometimes I come across, I think I showed you one before, these little like cathedral books. Matter of fact, I think, is there a bigger picture? Cause I want y'all to see what that image really is right there. I just picked this up for 50 cents and found some interesting shit. All right, first of all, that back cover, what does that remind you of? CERN, perhaps? All right, what is that other image? Where's that creepy image? Freaking things make my nose run. Now you can't tell me this don't look like they drip some molten type of metal onto a living person. That just looks very freaky to me. Where is the other image that I wanted to show you? Ah, here we go. Something wasted on it, kind of got damaged at the bottom, but this image here, you can clearly see these entities are supposed to represent two different nations of people. The top one being of the Caucasoid, the bottom one being a Negroid. Or am I seeing things? And you can see one is represented as the warrior for righteousness, and the other one represented as a damn devil with horns. Ain't that about a bitch? Can you see that? Negro, Caucus. That's what they think of your black ass. And that is the Coventry Cathedral. And where is this at? Can't see where. Let me see. I don't know. We'll go through that later. Anyway, here's my Black's Law Dictionary with pronunciations, 5th edition. Need to get an updated version, but this will do for now. And where's that page I marked? You ever look into the word villain in here? And I'm not talking with the A. They have that here. It's an opprobrious epithet implying great moral delinquency and equivalent to knave, rascal, or scoundrel. The word is libellous. Alright, that's not what that caught my eye. The other villain, spelled the exact same, separate the E instead of an A, says, in feudal law, a person attached to a manor who was substantially in the condition of a slave, who performed the base and servile work upon the manor for the lord, and was in most respects a subject of property belonging to him. How often do they refer to us as villainous or committing some villainous act? Let me see, where is it at? Right there at the very bottom of the page. Right here. But yeah, everybody should have one of those. Another books that I would recommend that everybody have is the little pocket reference. Handy shit. Covering different subjects as trade names, trademarks, and references, air and gases, automotive, carpentry and construction, chemistry and physics, computers, constants being physical, chemical, and math, electrical being wire, motors, frames, receptacles, electronics, fasteners, and under that, bolts and threads, nails, screws, first aid, general information 1, general information 2, telephone numbers and airports, general science, geology, glue, solvents, paints and finishes, math, mine, mill and aggregate, money, pipe and fittings, pumps and tanks, rope, cable, chains and knots, steel and metals, surveying and mapping, tools, water, weather and weather safety, weights and properties of materials, welding, conversion tables, and a 14-year perpetual calendar. All right there. All right there. Let me see how much I pay for this thing. Maybe like $5, $6. And I have another, and I thought they were the same book. Then I realized one was way thicker than the other one, but I guess that's going to have to wait to the next video because I don't see it offhand in this stack. but they pretty much had the exact same title, written by different people though, and containing different material. But it's 1001 Surprising Things You Should Know About the Bible. And of course they got their JC undertone and shit, but I would hope that you will have a discerning mind by now. You take things precept upon precept. Still good stuff in there. We have Israel on the Appomattox, a Southern experiment in black freedom from the 1790s through the Civil War. And I will just let you see for yourself. The contents is kind of small print, but I think you can read it. And shit, we almost had an hour and I got, good gosh. Alright, hold on. A Forest of Kings, the untold story of ancient Maya. Good old thick book too. Oh boy. Alright. Good. What kind of table of contents is this? Where is the damn page on? Oh, okay, I see how it does. Alright. As you can see, it is in depth. That page. Alright. You excited? Because I'm fucking excited. That's why I'm trying to hear him get through all this little basic video parts so we can actually start cracking these things open. And digging and digging till we can't dig no more. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but all these books that you've seen and we'll see in the next couple of days took me next to no time to acquire. It's not like I really had to hunt them down. I just go to my local used bookstores. And I live in fucking Virginia. I can only imagine what y'all could find in them bigger states. This is The Wild West, companion volume to the television miniseries. Dang, man, you gonna give me a table of contents? Just drop right on into it? Okay. this is another good reference book. This is Funk and Wagnall's Standard Dictionary of Folklore, Mythology, and Legend, an unabridged edition of the original work, with a key to place names, cultures, and peoples discussed, more than 8,000 fascinating articles, many by leading specialists. They say it's a dictionary. Whole lot of stuff I guarantee you never seen in there. Now let me just grab all these over here real quick. One of these I might have already showed you before, but oh well. 'Cause I forgot that I was thinking since it was an encyclopedia that it didn't have like a table of contents, you just had to flip through it. But they actually do have a table of contents to those man, myth, and magic encyclopedias of what the supernatural, yeah, illustrated encyclopedia of the supernatural. And this one, what is this? Oh, I thought it had the lettering on it, but nah. Oh, it says Prince to Ritual. So, of course, they're in alphabetical order. And I'll just let you see what's covered. Once again, stuff I never heard mentioned before. And I hope to get the rest of the volumes this weekend. Maybe I'll start playing some soft jazz in the background or something. Keep you fuckers awake. Oh, one more. Is it? Yeah. I think this one might have been the one I showed before. Can't remember. Need that to work. Shit. Probably already read this or some of it. All Things Censored by Abu Jamal, including 13 new essays. The Story of Mesa Verde National Park. See if it has a table of contents with it. I doubt it. Oh, should have shut my mouth. Got Mesa Verde geology, a favorable climate. The green of Mesa Verde, wildlife of Mesa Verde. Early man and the basket makers, modified basket makers, AD 550 through AD 750. The developmental Pueblo, AD 750 through AD 1100. The classic or Great Pueblo period, AD 1100 through AD 1300. The 1100s, headlines in history. All right. I'm just going to read bold print of what the chapter is in that. Chapter 1, the rise of the papacy. And that will be the rise of the papacy, an overview. Saint Bernard and the rise of Cistercian monasticism. Bernard's sermon on humility. Frederick I Barbarossa, power over the papacy. The Becket controversy and Henry II conflict with the church. Chapter 2, the Crusades. The Holy Crusades, Crusading Knights. Of course, that's the Knights Templar and Hospitaller. Never heard of them before. All right. The Islamic reaction to the Crusades. Check out UB's videos dealing with Catholics and Muslims. Very interesting. The Crusaders through the eyes of a Muslim. Chapter 3, chivalry and courtly love. Feudalism and knightly ethics. The world of knights, fact and fiction. I ain't gonna butcher that one. I'm gonna let you see. Matter of fact, before I do that, might as well let you see the first page, table of contents, real quick. Boom. And yeah, because I already know I'm gonna butcher that, so. Got a freaking fat tongue like a cow. Lancelot and Guinevere. The influence of the troubadours, songs of a troubadour, romantic legend, Eleanor of Aquitaine. Chapter 4, the 12th century Renaissance. Overview, the 12th century Renaissance, the rise of universities, conflicting philosophies, humanism and scholasticism, Abelard, the intellectual, the letters of Abelard and Helios, John of Salisbury and Christian humanism, in defense of eloquence, human intellect is limited, and vertical cathedrals, the rise of Gothic architecture. I'll let you see those if I flip the page. You already know if I'm making these long ass videos just to go through some books, you might as well pack you a lunch and go ahead and get comfortable for when we actually start digging into them. Because the videos probably 3 times as long, but you're here to learn, right? All right, chapter 5, Asia, the rise of China as a sea power. Confucianism in 12th century China, Chinese rituals in the 12th century, the Samurai Code of Honor. I think you already seen the 2 books I got on that. An example of Japanese storytelling, the development of Kamakura government, the rise of Genghis Khan, Temujin slays his brother. And alright, before I go to chapter 3, I'll go ahead and let you see those in case you want to Google, research some names or whatnot. Alright. Chapter 6, the Americas, talking pottery, the Chimú Indians of Peru, in case you want to see how to spell that. Alright. The demise of the Toltecs and the rise and fall of the Anasazi Indians. And, well, I'm sure it has illustrations, but they don't have them listed. This is a book series, once again, from Time Life Books. I think I might have 3, maybe 4 of these different ones. This is The Age of Faith. And once again, you have The Rise of Feudalism, The Light of the Church, Conquest by Crusade, A New Urban Class, Adventures of the Intellect. They was really feeling they fucking self. We call that smelling your own piss down here. Art Inspired by Faith, The Nation States, and Winds of Change. I don't think it has list illustrations. Nope. One of my favorite survival books, and not just because it's highly recommended on Amazon. I actually do think it's pretty good. This is the 3rd edition. I think they might have a 4th edition out now. But 3rd edition SAS Survival Handbook, The Ultimate Guide to Surviving Anywhere. The Conquest of America, The Question of the Other. Discovery, The Discovery of America, Columbus as Interpreter, Columbus and the Indians. Conquest, The Reason for Victory, Montezuma in Signs, Cortez in Signs. Love, Understanding, Taking Possession, and Destroying. Equality or Inequality, Enslavement, Colonialism, and Communication. Knowledge, Typology of Relations to the Other, Duran, or the hybridization of cultures. Sahuagin and his work. And I believe you saw the book from the other video, Friar Delano Sahuagin. You go ahead and see that real quick. Alright. And then it's just epilogue. Under that it says Acasa's Prophecy. You can see that. Alright. And a list of illustrations. Illustrations continued. Lost Civilizations, Incas, Lords of Gold and Glory. A Violent Clash of Alien Cultures. Machu Picchu Revealed. An empire built by a man called Earthshaker. A lasting legacy in stone. Borrowers of Greatness. Artisans of the Empire. Lives of hard work and joyous play. Living Dead of the Andes. And I was fortunate enough to get both volumes. I really hate when somebody only buys, especially if it's only 2 volumes, when somebody only buys one of them. Especially when they only buy the second one. Like, why didn't you buy the first one? But anyway, I have the Narratives of DeSoto, Volume 1, Volume 2. And though, yes, they're old books, once again, it didn't cost much. Let me see what year these books were in 1904. $15 for both of them. Come on now. And you know how them old books do with they long list of the chapters and breaking down the sub. I'm just gonna let you see it. The longer title of it is The True Relation of the vicissitudes that attended the governor of Don Hernando de Soto and some nobles of Portugal in the discovery of the province of Florida. One more time. All right. Volume 2. It made the contents much more simpler in Volume 2. Matter of fact, I didn't even check to see if they had maps in it. I don't think the ones do. Hold on. I think this got happy. No, it's not a map. Yeah, these don't have maps in them. The complete illustrated history, Aztec and Maya, the greatest civilizations of ancient Central America, with 1,000 photographs, paintings, and maps. I'll just let it's fine print, but hopefully you can see it. Try to go a little slow as I scroll. I don't know if you can see that part. The Crow Indians. And that's pretty short. I'll just go ahead and show you that. And those ain't my markings. So don't ask me what they mean or what those numbers and stuff mean. Have no idea. Like I said, use books, man. Slave Religion, the Invisible Institution in the Antebellum South. That's another short one. I'll just let you see that so we can keep it moving. That's a Canaan? Conclusion, Canaan land. Okay. Okay. You can definitely tell a feminist wrote this shit. Moon. And it's just a, I guess it's just a compilation of different things dealing with females in mythology and stuff like that. She writes about the shit like it's a good thing. And I guess, the hell is that, the contents? Well, I guess this is all the names of the different divas and female deities and shit that are mentioned throughout. I'll just let you see that. Sorry for all the sniffling, but like I said, this thing mashes down on my nose, so deal with it. Yeah. Check this title out. Rise of the American Nation. And look where they're at. Now I'll just read you the red print, main part of the different chapters. Europeans settled in the New World, 1450 to 1624. The British colonies grow strong, 1620. But you know what? I read all that shit. It's them bragging. Put it like that. Them fucking bragging. So if you want a quick cross-reference, this would be a decent book to have while you're studying indigenous material. Ah, shit. Goddamn thick ass book. Ah, last page. Thank goodness. So now you see why I say it's a good cross-reference. The Lincoln Library of Essential Information. Reference material. Renaissance Profiles. And you can see my cat got to the corner of that bitch. Good old Isaac. And since it's so brief, just go ahead and show you that. The Bible and Modern Medicine, an interpretation of the basic principles of the Bible in the light of present-day medical thought. Of course, they got the serpent winding the staff. And you got your dietary laws, your preventive medicine, some important diseases, psychology, psychiatry, and mental hygiene, sex and marriage and Judaism, general biblical and medical observations. I haven't read this one yet, but I figured it'd be a good piece of material for when somebody's talking out their ass about there's no science in scripture, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, all you got to do is Google it, and they already have charts showing you when man discovered something and where it's already been mentioned in scripture. But anyway, sure you heard about the case of the I don't know what branch of the forces they were, but anyway, the American troops over in Afghanistan, I think it was, or was it Pakistan? I think it was Afghanistan. Anyway, they ran across like a, what was it, like a 12-foot or something giant with red hair. They chucked a spear at their ass, but they were able to kill them. And they referred to them as long walkers over there. And this book isn't, of course, you see how thick it is, and it involved the military, so no, it's not a report of what they saw and everything, but it's more or less a novel written from the accounts of people that had some kind of knowledge of the event, is what that is. And I think I've seen this picture. The darn cover's coming off, but I think I've seen this picture used before online. The 3 giant kings. I believe, what's that, in South America? Oh, almost there. All right. North American Indians, a comprehensive account. They also try to bust, I don't know about now, I haven't checked on it lately, but they also were at one point trying to bust your head for this book on Amazon. I got it for $7. Not bragging, just encouraging you to get off your ass. Stop playing the waiting game with these people. And what I'm coming to find out is that while they're trying to keep their fancy houses and fancy cars, trying to keep up with the Joneses, they're selling off. If you look at antique sites, you should check them out every once in a while. They're selling off all the shit they've been hiding from us. And they're letting go a lot of their literature that they were keeping from us. Uh, I had the original copy of this and loaned it to somebody, but this is just good. Written by D.C. Bird. Shelters, Shacks, and Shanties. The classic guide to building wilderness shelters. Don't need to tell you how important that is. My favorite one is, I forget what you call it, but you build it into the side of a little hill. Like I said, we'll be, well, at least I'll be actually out there doing it. Quick thing, I want to say the channel is called Primitive Living, I think it is. It's like a little Canaanite little dude or whatever, just out in the middle of the fucking jungle. I'm talking about this man that made a whole gym. Yes, this nigga had a treadmill, weight bench made out of with plate, like they were around everything, brick weights with the bench. House nice as a bitch. His little house, man, that shit was tight. He got a little room right here, his main little room we chill at. Then I think he built some rooms on the side. Then he got on the upper deck. He got like a little swimming pool slash bath, and just check it out, man. I think it's called Primitive Living, but there's a couple of channels on there where they have different guys, if not him, somewhere out there, and I think in the same area to do the same thing. Here's another issue of Ancient American Archaeology of the Americas Before Columbus. Damn glare. Oh yeah, there it is on the back. They also have them, collections of them, available on CD. And like I told you before, $1, man, at Goodwill. The Book of Yasha, $1. Couldn't believe it myself. Arizona Boonies, the Arizona, even the Zonies don't know about. Let me see if any place names just jump out at me. I'll let y'all see too. I say y'all like it's like it's more than just me and maybe one or two other motherfuckers looking at this. But I'm going to build it, and I hope they come. And that's another thing. This channel will never, ever, never be monetized. War is a Racket by General Smedley D. Butler. I think he was a general like the early 1900s. But War is a Racket. Who makes the profits? Who pays the bills? How to smash this racket? And to hell with war. And like I said, this is written by an army general telling y'all this. But if I say something this, oh, you don't support the troops? Fuck no, and I got family in the military. I don't support that shit. Support them getting their ass out of there as soon as possible. That's what I support. Delphi. Just kind of like those cathedral books, just you can't get your ass out to the museum. Give you a little background text and photos of things out there that you might not else have seen. Alright. Let's see if I can try not to butcher this one. Topham Vanney. It is the rock art galleries of Petrified Forest and beyond. I wonder if there's any mention of Earthshaker in here. And I'll just let you see the quick little table of contents. And yes, I am getting tired of talking, like I told you. My damn tooth trying to hurt. Herodotus, the histories. Once again, Virginia Historical Society magazine. John Randolph of Roanoke and the Politics of Slavery in the Early Republic. Also, Polk Miller's Old South Quartet, interracial stage performance at the turn of the 20th century. Alrighty. Yeah. Wish I would have kept it with the other stack. Alright, yeah, there they go. Alright, put those together. And we got about 20 more to go. Hang in there. Powhatan's Mantle, Indians in the Colonial Southeast, revised and expanded edition. And that is the Cape Cloak, or whatever you want to call it, Powhatan War on the cover. Did you know Powhatan grew a long beard in his last years? I always have problem pronouncing his younger brother's name. I believe it was his youngest brother. It's like Opichikano or something like that, but he was a bad motherfucker. He was more about it than Powhatan was, put it like that. Powhatan had the heart that his brother had. Well, I mean, we know what was still to come because our ancestors didn't do what they were supposed to do when they came into this land, but it would have been nice had he been like his brother. Let's just put it that way. And his brother, the guy's name that I can't pronounce that well, you know how he died? This great warrior died in prison, I believe at the age of 96. I know he was in his 90s. I want to say 96. Some little punk ass redneck, I think like 21 years old. And this man is 96. This pussy ass redneck shot him in his fucking back. And he had a heart to face a 96-year-old man. That's the kind of fear he fucking instilled in these people. It's like, man, I wish I could find the. Let me see if I can find his name in the back real quick, just so I can get it right. Let me see. Got to be mentioned in here. Yeah, it's right there. It's Opechakano. Hold on, Opechakano. Let me see. Right there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Almost forgot. Table of contents. Right. You have the land and water communication systems of the Southeastern Indians, Aboriginal population movements in the early historic period, interior Southeast, the changing population of the colonial South, interconnectedness and diversity in French Louisiana, and they got French Louisiana in quotations, American Indians in colonial New Orleans, Part 2, Politics and Economics, Introduction, Ruling the Republic of Indians in 17th century Florida, Early English effects on Virginia-Algonquin exchange and tribute in the Tidewater Potomac. Not going to butcher that name. I'll let you see. Oh, I'm going to show you the table of contents anyway. Don't know. It's like Koesk, Keski, the Queen of Pamunkey, the Pamunkey Indians. Our bond of peace, Cherokee woman farmers hold their ground. Part 3, Symbols in Society, of course, has an introduction. The Chief, Who is Your Father? And it talks about the Choctaw and French views of the diplomatic relation. The Calumet ceremony in the Southeast as observed archaeologically. Symbolism of Mississippian mounds. Indian maps of the colonial Southeast. The Grayson's Dilemma. Oh man, I wish I could remember what book it is, but after seeing what I saw in the book, I'll let you see it as well when I can find it, or come across it. But got me thinking that all these mounds ain't, you know what I'm saying, just dead bones and relics and shit. Cause before they have a before excavation, after excavation picture, and before the excavation just look like another mound. After excavation, it's a temple. It's like an altar. So makes me wonder what's really under those mounds. Anyway, let me show you that. Almost at 2 hours. Thanks for hanging in there, man. And woman. You are a rare breed. If y'all used to like martial arts magazines back in the day as much as I did, you probably remember seeing this advertised. That's why I got it, Warrior Speed by Ted Wyman. And I actually remember they used to like have maybe a couple like, cause it was like a whole page article or whatever advertised in the book. And I think it was like a whole program together. I forgot what else came with the book, probably a video. But I took a couple of tips from there, and they actually do work from the little stuff that I did read. But yeah, Warrior Speed, because I will take speed over brute strength any day, and I'm pretty sure Bruce Lee would have told you the same. This is the Powhatan Indians of Virginia, their traditional culture. And I just say Powhatan because that's how most people are used to hearing it said, but a lot of people around here say Powhatan. But when we're just talking about the county in general, we just say Powhatan. But anyway, English observers and the Indian groups they saw, the land and its resources, subsistence, towns and their inhabitants, manliness, sex roles and family life, social distinctions, law, politics and war, medicine and religion. And then the epilogue is the Powhatans as a chiefdom of coastal Algonquins. Alright. That was the other Powhatan book. This is just Readings in American Government, 6th edition. Good to have some general idea what these fuckers are plotting and scheming all the time. It's another interesting one. Good reference material. This is from, I think he's written some other books that are something like this. David Pickering, Dictionary of Superstitions. This definitely helps you to see just how, like, you, even if you've been at it for the last couple of years, learning about the different traditions of men that are pagan and heathen, you will still learn some shit from this. Trust me. Oh yeah. Survival skills of the North American Indians. I know you smiling right now. As soon as I read that, I knew you were smiling. You ready to go out into the woods already, ain't it? Like this different subject material. And yes, there's a map in there. I know you probably saw it through the page. We'll just have to wait. Alright, last couple. Of course, we have Webster's New World Hebrew Dictionary, Hebrew to English, English to Hebrew. I will still, well, I mean, it's Webster, so I will still cross-reference other sources. Written in frickin' Russian, so hold on here a second. Oh yeah, I see the English right now. All right, what is it, 100 paintings from the Tretyakov Gallery. I'm trying to get the foil to shine so you can, doesn't want to cooperate. Oh well. But like I said, it's 100 paintings from the gallery. And it's in Russian icons. Okay, you get it. Stolen Continents, The New World Through Indian Eyes. I know a lot of people got this book. Invasion, Resistance, and Rebirth, mainly discussing the Aztec, the Maya, the Inca, the Cherokee, the Iroquois, the Hebrews. Very simple. I don't know what the hell got wasted on my darn Sefer, but it's the lexicon, names and places. What is this? What is this? Well, ain't that a appropriate sign right there? I hope you can see that. Yeah, there we go. The cross with the bundle of axes. Bundle of sticks around the axe and its handle, so it can't be broken. What the hell is the name of this book? Oh. All right. Caesar and Christ, a history of Roman civilization and of Christianity from their beginnings to AD 325. The wrong motherfucker get this book. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you, since we're winding on down. My back is starting to bother me from all this leaning forward, twisting to the side and shit. Do enough of that at work. Go ahead and take that all in. And once again, I'm getting fucking hungry. I think I will start eating. Well, actually, I did eat before I started this. Dang. I think my body's telling me I need to put on some more of that weight for winter. And continuation of list of illustrations. It starts off with the Etruscan Prelude. That is be interesting. Whew. Another one from the Time Like Books collection. Age of Exploration. Great Ages of Man. We have the Eve of Adventure, Prince Henry's Captain's Enterprise of the Indies, The Art of Navigation. I don't know if that's supposed to be Cathay or Cathay, The Persistent Vision, North to the Orient, Terra Australis Incognita. The World Takes Shape. So you would think maybe after this, maybe I am halfway through the books finally. Oh yeah, that's Not for Everybody's Eyes right there. That's the same book I mentioned, Not for Everybody's Eyes, in another video. So it's only one book. One book. Sorry, can't share that one with you. Warriors only. But those who know, they know they can ask me for the book. But I'm just talking about anybody randomly coming across seeing this. All right. What kind of order I want? Actually, all these are good. All right. Puritans Among the Indians. Accounts of Captivity and Redemption, 1676 through 1724. Alright, I'll go ahead and read these out. Alright, we have Cups of Common Calamity, Puritan Captivity Narratives as Literature and History. That was a really big thing for them. Like I said, they were obsessed up to the point where they fantasized about being taken, captured, even though most of the time they just ran off from the colonies and inserted themselves into our culture, our ancestors' culture. Anyway, and you can still see it. Ain't nothing new under the sun. You can still see the same action being taken on today. And I think back in my parents' time, they used to call it slumming it. Yeah. Anyway, the sovereignty and goodness of God. Quentin Stockwell's relation of his captivity and redemption. Memoirs of Odd Adventures, Strange Deliverances, etc. New assaults from the Indians, and the condition of the captives. A narrative of Hannah Swarton containing wonderful passages relating to her captivity and deliverance. I told you. A narrative of Hannah Duston's notable deliverance from captivity. The redeemed captive returning to Zion. God's mercy surmounting man's cruelty. Well, all right. See, I might have to backflip off the damn couch to get out of here. All right. This is another. It's pretty decent used bookstore. They have stuff besides used books, and you might have one in your town. Because I think anything mom and pops, the corporate world tries to take over. I think they're like a corporate chain. Second and Charles. I think this book retailed at $15. Got it for $3.50. But anyway, The Invasion of America, Indians, Colonialism, and the Cant of Conquest. All right, I really want to get to these last two books. Well, I got a couple more, but the last two, just a little gift for you for hanging in there. It's showing up. Yeah, maybe. Illustrations. Alright. This is what I'm currently reading. Need to get back into it. There's no notes on these. That's just marking all the photos in there. But Oots or Utes. I prefer to say Utes. And they say this is who Utah is named after. If you know scripture, you probably came across the land name. I believe it's in Book of Joshua, and it's spelled Yuttah, Utah. And man, I wish I had. Was it John Swanson or something like that? But one of the guys that worked for the Bureau of Ethnology of the Smithsonian, and what he has to say about his research into the Utes and what, not the Utes themselves, what they call themselves, but what the surrounding people call them. It's all just different versions of black people, black skinned people, black people. That's not it right there, dang. But yeah, you'll see when I get to it. I'll definitely stop and show you that. And just real quick. And got another book related to the Utes, Chief Ouray, supposed to be the last great chief. But so far from what I read, he tried to play that fence, walk that line with the government, and pretty much kind of sold his people out. I favor Chief, I believe his name was Colorado, something like that. He was more like, fuck that, let's go to war. That's the way it's gonna be. I'd rather die on my feet type of dude. But anyway, Chief Ouray's wife, Chipeta, Chipeta, looks just like my maternal grandmother, and I will definitely show you those comparison pictures. All right. Blacks in the Western Movement. Thin book, but it's worth it. And, that's what caught my eye right down there. Let me slowly scroll up, build up some suspense. I know you done fucking fell asleep twice already. The Black Exodus. What? Now why would they call it that? You got a Chief Abraham. Haven't went through this one yet. Actually, I didn't even know I still had it. I thought I actually lost this book until I started snatching them back out of the boxes. All right. Oh yeah. All right. The Hittites, people of 1,000 gods. They'll worship any fucking thing. And that's I'm not gonna fucking say his name. That's you know who on the front. I almost feel like I've read in scripture somewhere. Don't hold me to this, but I'm just saying. I think I've read in scripture somewhere that you don't even speak these so-called other gods' names out loud. You give them no recognition. You can describe them, but don't actually give them their name recognition. But don't hold me to that. I might have been reading something. There was some extratorical or what would you say, Tanakal literature. They might have said that. So I just know I've read something somewhere, so it might not be actually in scripture, but something that was might have been overstepping and adding to scripture. I just know I read it somewhere. All right, and this is volume one, volume two. I think I have two copies of either volume one or volume two. I think I got two copies of volume one somewhere. But it's George Catlin. Pretty sure you've seen his paintings a million times by now. It's letters and notes on the manners, customs, and conditions of North American Indians, with over 300 illustrations. I think one of my favorite ones is the illustration of Black Dog. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that real quick. Because we at the last two books. Alright, let me see if I can find it real quick. This ain't Black Dog, but I just saw that real quick. Looking like Red Fox out there. Good. But come on, Black Dog. Up there you go. I ain't lying. He black. Wish you could see his face. No, it's not gonna show up good, but like I said, it's one of my favorite ones because it's so undeniable. And let me see, so you can see his name. That's his native name, and I guess that would be the translation of it. Black Dog. Definitely gonna have to find the color portrait of that. And I'm thinking of just making a streaming video, maybe with some music in the background of all the correlating pictures, every last one of them. All right, and I spent $100 on two of these fuckers, or together, not a piece. But I mean, I was just a kid in a freaking candy store when I saw this up on that top shelf. But it's volumes, well, parts 1 and 2. Let's see if you can see that. Parts 1 and 2. The 19th Annual Report of the Bureau of American Ethnology. J.W. Powell, the director. 1897 through 1898. And actually, one of these books is pretty much James. One of these parts is pretty much you can get it for cheaper than this. James Mooney, you know, he worked for the Bureau. He did a lot of research for him. Well, I ain't gonna tell you what other book I got of his, but it's another book I definitely recommend you have. A lot of good things for your health in there. Things he wrote down from a certain somebody, but you have to wait on that. But it's what is it? Cherokee Myths. Yeah, one of these is pretty much his Cherokee Myths. But I'm still glad I bought the 2-volume set. And let me see, does it have a table of contents? Should. Yeah, cause yeah, that would be Miss of the Cherokees right there. But if you just wanted that section, you can get that for cheap. Let you go ahead and see all of that. And even though the covers are a little rough on here, the pages are pretty mint. You got some nice illustrations throughout. Was that Swimmer right there? Oh no, that ain't Swimmer. Oh, there's Swimmer. But this brother's book that James Mooney wrote down. That is Swimmer, true author of the Swimmer manuscripts. James Mooney just translated it, that's all. And it's hundreds and hundreds of Cherokee herbal remedies. For you name the ailment, it's in there. He got something for you. Because they say when this brother died, there we go right there, Swimmer. They say when this brother died, take a good look at him. Ain't no denying that. When he died, I believe Mooney's comment was that pretty much all the knowledge of the Cherokees died with him. So that's why I made it a point to at least get that Swimmer manuscripts book. And you saw with that one included in this table of contents. This is part 2. Go ahead and take that on there. But yeah, these books are definitely in my top 10 of got me itching to go through them. But I'm kind of glad that I waited now so we could all enjoy that together. Oh, why I be damn page trying to come out. But anyway. I don't know who had these books before. Like I said, man, go out there and check them out, because those who hid them from us are letting them go. Let's let you. Damn, I think I'm gonna need some assistance to show y'all that, but it's kind of like a Mayan scroll. But that's a couple of those in here. I think it might have been something like that in there as well, but just be patient. We're gonna get to it all. As you can see, we got a lot to cover. And I think we're about halfway through now, man. Whew, glad I was about to say fuck it for tonight, but I'm glad I went ahead and did that. Got a lot out the way, man. So hopefully next week we can actually start cracking up these spines. Oh, man. Well, as always, pray steady, stay ready. Shalom.